Fishing the bridge. Alright, trying to catch a few fish. They're dumping water out of Kerr Lake, and I'm about probably about the halfway point on Gaston. And the current's coming in through here strong enough that I got to run my trolling motor constantly to keep from going backwards. So on this lake this year with all the rain, they've run more than usual and longer than usual, and it makes it tough because the that much current. It's hard to keep your bait really where you want it. So, and the fish don't like to fight the current that much, and it's a lot of fish here. I see them on my depth finder. There's quite a few here. Getting your bait to them, it's a different story. So let's see if we can come up with a couple more. There's a decent one here, guys. Here, oh boy, that's what you call a slab right there. Well, if he shuts his, keep his mouth open long enough for me to grab a hold of him, I'll show him to you. Got a hold of him that time. He hard to get a hold of. What do you think? He's about 11 inches probably, barely hooked. I know, guys, in some of the videos I don't do a very good job of showing you all the fish, so I'm trying to do better. He's about 11 inches. Alright, again, I'm fishing this bridge, just pitching around it. I done came a long ways, guys. It's kind of tough because the current's moving. I'm got to throw behind the post, and the bites I've got have been dead behind that post. If you're not dead behind that post, you're not going to get bit, it seems like. So let me go across here a little further and see if we can come up a couple more. There's another one, guys. He's a decent one too. Stay on there, stay on there. You know, I'm not catching many, but I don't mind catching only a few fish when they're nice ones. Look at that one. He's a little bit bigger than I believe he's a little bit bigger than the last one. What do y'all think? I'm gonna guess he's about 10 3/4. Last one was 10 1/2. He's probably in the area of 10 to 11 inches. All right, you know what? Them little hooks ain't very big. I'm using a new jig I've hid and a color that I've never used before, and I'll share that with y'all at the end. This is this jig head doesn't have a collar on it, it's just a straight hook. And you can put a little piece of dental floss on it or something like that. Let's get him back in there. There you go, big boy. You can put something like that on if you want to. Here, while I'm talking about it, I'll show you real fast. And I'll tell you, the bait stays on really good. See here? There's no collar. And this bait is a new one. I never used before. It's a pearl with gold flake in it. Again, I just ordered them. I wanted to try them. The water has us a little color to it. We've had a lot of rain this year. That's why they're dumping so much water. And as y'all have heard me say before, I buy colors. I go online and find colors I've never seen before and buy, because I feel like the fish here haven't seen them either. If I've never seen them, if they're not in all the local bait shops, and Walmart don't have them, and I catch a lot of crappie on these odd colors I buy. And I think that's why. This is the first day I've used this color. I just got them last week. This is the first time I've tried them. And I looked at the water today. I said it's got a little bit of stain. The creeks coming in up about 8-10 miles up. The creeks coming in are muddy. They are muddy because the water's running off from the tobacco fields. Hope y'all can hear me from the traffic. the water's coming off from the tobacco field. So, all right. And what I'm doing is, you see, I pitched between the columns there. If y'all can see my line, I doubt if you can. I'm trying to keep my line off the water. I'm holding my rod up in the air, probably, it's a 7-foot rod. I got my arm almost extended up, you know, like I'm trying to get a cell phone signal. Can you hear me now? But I'm doing that. You see, my line's coming toward me. It's the current. I'm not reeling, I'm not pulling it. It's the current in the lake. If you let your line lay on top of the water, the current will just take your bait on right now. So I'm holding it up so it won't do that. And my bait will move slower with the current. And I'm trying to keep as close as I can to the pilings. I'm throwing past the pilings. People going through here, and so guys, I'm not fishing any private lake. I'm on Lake Gaston. I deal with the traffic and all that, you know. So if I can catch them out here with this traffic like this is a Friday, and it's a Friday evening. It's about 6 o'clock in the evening. It's the weekend, you know, and the folks are rolling up to the lake homes, and they're coming out, and they're going to these little dining places. There's a restaurant to my right, there's a restaurant to my left. Both sides of this bridge has a restaurant that you can go to by water. So it makes this a little busy area. There's gas on both sides, so they go in that area to get gas. But look, I think the fish get used to it. These boats come through here all the time, every weekend. The weekend probably is not as good a fishing, and I know a lot of us only have the weekends, don't we? So what I'm sharing with you today is I'm catching them off a bridge that everybody fishes. It gets fished a lot. The local fishing report, I read it this morning, comes out on Fridays. He said fish the bridge, it's got crappie on it. So this is a community hole. That's why I'm using a bait color that I know they've never seen before. Because like I say, you have to go online to buy them, and I buy strange colors, and that's why I think that helps me catch a few fish at these community holes. Let's see if we can find another one. This ain't acting like a crappie. Well, I didn't think he was acting like a crappie. He's a white perch. I didn't think he felt like a crappie the way he was fighting. But hey, when you're using a small crappie jig, you're going to catch a little bit of everything. Sometimes I've been catching spotted bass here on crappie jigs. I haven't caught any today. I was expecting that's what that was, the way he took off with it, but it wasn't. A little white perch. It's a decent one. It's a nice one. Here, come guys. Come here, big old boy. Come here, you big fella. I'm gonna lift him up by my line. Look at that one. Oh yeah. What do y'all think of that one? He's the biggest one so far. He's probably going to push 12 inches. Alright. There's a couple things I probably didn't show y'all guys. I'll tell you why I'm down here showing you this. Crappie. He's nice. He's thick too, isn't he? Let's put him back here. There you go, big boy. He went on back down to the bottom. I want to show you something. Alright. I'm in 41 foot of water, and it's 84.2 degrees. So that's what I was telling you. This is not a easy time to catch crappie. When the water gets that hot, and that's the reason I'm fishing this bridge, and I'm fishing deep water. They will find deep water, and they will find shade. They will use the shade from the bridge. Again, current is running here. Y'all can hear the traffic. It's a Friday evening. It's about 7 now. Y'all can see how far it is across there. I've been casting. I'm going to cross and coming back. Trying to show you the nicer fish, but I'm not catching a whole bunch of them. And that's fine. For this time of year, for almost 85 degree water, I'm just tickled to death. I'm catching some crappie, right? But let me show you again what I'm doing. This current, y'all can see the wave action around those posts. I mean, a lot of it's boat traffic too, but you see coming toward me how it's kind of moving around these posts a little bit. I'm pitching right behind them, like that. Pulling my bait behind them, keeping my line up off the water so the current don't pull me down. And I'm trying to keep it in that eddy, in that slack water behind that post. Because now you see my line coming at me. It's almost to the boat now. That's the current. That's how much current is here. I'm out reeling it. How many of y'all trout fish in the mountains or in a stream? I was raised in the mountains, Virginia. And when we trout fish, we used to throw a bait upstream and let it come down with the current to the trout, right? It had to come down natural. Well, I'm doing about the same thing to these crappie. And when you trout fish, you held your line up out of the current. You didn't cast out there and just drop your line in the current, because the current would put a bow in your line and you couldn't get a hook set and it destroyed the action of your bait. You held your line up to keep it out of that current. So I'm using some mountain tactics. I'm using some string tactics here, guys. I'm holding my line up, keeping it out of the current. I'm lining my boat up behind the paddling here in the slack water too. I just had a bump in the slack water, so my line's back past the boat now. If y'all watched me cast there, I cast up and I bumped that cement. I'm casting like this, right up. I hit the bottom of the cement that time. Right where the sun's probably really bad on y'all now. I hit right where the cement meets the water. And like I said, I'm keeping my line up. And I'm trying to, I just had a bump again. I'm getting a lot of little bumps. I don't know if they're smaller fish or what they are. There's a lot of fish here. I can see them on my depth finder. They're scattered. I went across a lot of them. They're from, right now there's some coming across the depth finder right here. Y'all can see right here. I don't know, 30 foot down there some. There's something here at 15. So there's fish coming across here at all levels. I don't know if they're all crappie. They could be white perch. But I'm sure some of them are crappie because I'm catching some crappie here. But anyway, that's what I'm doing. Oops, my bait's messed up. So if y'all run into a situation like this where you're fishing current on a river, or if you're ever at Lake Gaston and you're fishing, the bass fishing's the same way. The bass will react with this current. They'll get in eddies out of the current behind dock posts, behind trees and logs. Same way it is on a tidal river. If you're fishing a tidal river, you know what I'm talking about. So let's see if we can find another one. They're far between. It takes me a little while to come up with one, but I'll tell you what, they're nice fish. And as I said, as long as I can catch fish that nice, gosh, I'm gonna keep on pitching here. Okay guys, we caught a few fish today, didn't we? You know, like I said, the water was almost 85. This is almost July. There's some current moving on that channel. If you got a lake with current, you got to learn how to fish it. It's a little different. And the crappie was placing herself out of the current for the most part. The ones I caught were anyway. And I seen some fish scattered in depth, I showed you. I figured some of them was crappie, I don't know. But you know, I threw about 4 different colors. This was the only color I caught everything on, even the spotted bass. This, of course, is a baby shad, and it's called Glitter Critter. Glitter Critter. It's a pearl with a gold flake in it. Like I told you before, I look through there and I just look online. Nobody sponsors me. Most of my stuff, most of these baits here came from Barlow's Tackle because they have a large selection. They probably have 25 or more colors. And I just go through and look for colors that I've never seen in the bait shops. I go, oh, I'm gonna try it. Like I said, I believe sometimes something a little different makes a difference. This head I was throwing, I got it from Barlow's Tackle also. And I don't remember exactly what weight it was, and I didn't look it up. But you can see here, just a round head, no shank. I like that because it don't bust the bait. You put a little glue on it, push it up on there. I didn't even glue it. I didn't have it glued. But, because I was switching colors a little bit. And I had a couple other rods rigged up. But I'll be honest with you, it stays on sometimes, I think, better than it does one with the collar. That collar has a tendency to bust the bait out here. And once that bait gets busted in its head, it's not going to stay on. So, if you nothing else, just put a couple wraps of dental floss on it, a little super glue, just a little bit of something to hold it, or just put a little drop of super glue on it and push it up. It'll stay on better than a bait that has a collar. A lot of times I cut my collars off. Y'all seen it in some other videos. This is a Wally Marshall 7-foot rod, and that's what I caught everything on. This is a nice rod. Actually, I'll tell you what it's called. It's called a Wally Marshall Signature Series. It's IM6, 7 foot. It's a light action, 2 to 8 pound test. I love it. You can tell that spotted bass had a bent double, didn't he? But you know what? That's what a rod's supposed to do. When that rod bends like this into that fish, it keeps you from breaking your line, and it keeps your hook in place. If you got a real stiff rod, you're going to tear the hook out. Your rod helps play that fish, and it helps you cast small baits. When you're throwing a little 1/32 or you're throwing a 1/48, that tip helps you make the cast. 4 pound test. This is 4 pound test. Trilene XL. Trilene XL, nothing fancy. It works just fine. Most of the time my other rods have P-line floor clear. And I've tried different brands. The P-line is probably my favorite. Well, guys, enjoyed you coming along. I hope you learned something, picked something up. Maybe you've seen a baby shad color now that you need to try. But when you're fishing in the middle of the summer, find something deep. It was averaging 25 to 40 foot at that bridge. The crappie are there. That's how you find it. Deep water in the summertime. My name is Dennis. It's Fishing Lake Country. Thank y'all for watching. Subscribe, guys. Help us grow. We'll see you next time on Fishing Lake Country. GoPro, stop recording. GoPro, stop recording.